Distinguished guests, the President of New York University, Andrew Hamilton.
Good evening, everyone. Hello, graduates of 2020 and 2021. What an absolute delight it is to welcome you here in person at Yankee Stadium, back in the greatest city in the world, New York City, and a warm welcome to all of you tuning in virtually, but especially welcome to our class of 2020 graduates, and welcome to our class of 2021 graduates. I am so pleased to stand in front of you all in this magnificent stadium and celebrate in proper fashion, finally, your graduation from New York University. Now, parents, colleagues, families, and friends, would you please all join me in congratulating our graduates for everything they achieved at their time at NYU. And let me now acknowledge the family and friends who played a pivotal role with their support of our graduates. Now, I'm going to ask you, class of 2020 and class of 2021, try to find your loved ones in the crowd. If you can't find your own loved ones, find someone else's. And I want you to express your thanks to them. Now, in a commencement speech, it's customary for a university's president to set the tone before students go out into the world and continue their new lives. But being as you've already been out on your own for at least a year or two, the tables are somewhat turned today. I would venture to guess that we have a lot to learn from you. First and foremost, we have learned from you how to adapt and change when faced with difficulty. We have learned from you how to focus our minds and hone our intellects by watching you remain engaged in your scholarship and research in spite of a global pandemic. We have learned from you how to forge meaningful connections with one another amid quarantines and separation. We learned from you how to be generous when you held PPE drives for one another. We learned from you how to fight for change when you demanded social justice, a more equitable future, and a more sustainable world. And we learn from you how to help one another and stand up for your neighbor when you lent a hand to fellow classmates who needed support or who needed an ally. We learned from you, classes of 2020 and 2021, how to think outside of our circles when you volunteered to help people in the cities in which our campuses are located, whether it was to provide health care for the young or companionship for the elderly. We learned from you how to remain flexible and to pivot when faced with obstacles or unexpected challenges. And now that you've graduated from NYU, we learned from you how to navigate new lives at times still limited by pandemic. Now, I'd just like this evening to share a few paths that you and your classmates have chosen. They are many, they are varied, and they are magnificent. Some of you are first responders, others are teachers, some of you are management consultants, journalists, or producers, artists, or writers. Some of you are helping drive technology companies in Silicon Valley. One of you is even an engineer for Lego. I want to meet that person. And of course, some of you are continuing your studies or starting businesses or working in fashion or in sports. But some of you are still figuring out what your dream jobs are going to be. Or you're rethinking your lives and the directions that you want to follow. Some of you may take some time to find your purpose, and that is okay. In many ways, we are in a time of reckoning, of taking stock of the world around us and what we value. For many of you, your time at NYU was during a politically fractious era. And we meet here at Yankee Stadium when, though the world is now opening up, world peace is under threat. In spite of the unease, we saw you, graduates of 20 and 21, we saw you challenge your thinking and explore new perspectives. And these are values we've already seen you take into your new lives. Your experience at NYU has prepared you for whatever comes next. I know that wherever your journey takes you, you will do so with an open mind, a generous heart, and a sense of community. I know this from what we have already learned from you. There is, quite frankly, little wisdom that I can impart to the classes of 2020 and 2021 who have displayed such a maturity beyond your years, navigating your time at NYU and your new lives with such grace, with such aplomb. Today, I am brimming with violet pride. I am proud of you, each and every one of you, and you should be proud of yourselves. To the parents and loved ones here today, thank you for entrusting us with your children's education. And class of 2020, class of 2021, thank you for coming back and joining us today. Thank you for everything that you have taught us. Let us never forget what we have been through together. Come back to see us often, classes of 20 and 21. And from everyone at NYU, our warmest congratulations to you all and our very, very best wishes for the future years ahead. Thank you all and congratulations. Thank you.